everyone, welcome back. Grab yourself a cup of something, get comfy because I'm about to get into the Swansea review. So to start off, I will talk a little bit about our lineup and comparing that to my preview. Then I will move on to the first half and talking about events in the first half, a little bit in detail about the Swansea goal, and then I'll move on to the second half and focusing mainly on our 3 goals, but overall performances as well. So as I said in my preview, the key part was whether Wanyama was going to play or not. He didn't. So we started with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Vaughan was actually in goal because Lloris got ill and he stayed at the hotel. Apart from that, Sissoko got a start instead of Janssen. Okay, so moving on to talking about the whole game, obviously starting off with the first half. Overall, as a summary, what I would say is that the first half was really frustrating because we had a lot of the ball, and we created a few chances, just they never really got through, either lacking end product or we just never actually got close enough to the goals. Right at the start of the first half, we had 2 good chances. One of them was when Swansea were passing in the midfield, but Sissoko intercepted it. The ball then landed to Son, who passed it out to Kyle Walker on the right, passed it right back to Son, who took a shot, but unfortunately a shot got blocked. And then another similar situation involving Sissoko and Son again was when Son found the ball, he passed it to Sissoko, who took a shot, but unfortunately the defender was really close to him and blocked his attempt. So Swansea started to put a little bit of pressure on us. They got a few chances, they got a few corners, and they eventually ended up scoring. Now the goal came from the back. It started from Fabianski, who kicked the ball up all the way up to Ayew, who was running past Davies. Davies was unfortunately not fast enough to catch up with him. Ayew ran all the way to the byline. He held the ball up there. He waited until Routledge came into the box. He passed it back. He cut back right to Routledge, who got himself in front of Toby Alderweireld, and Routledge slotted it into the back of our net. Unfortunately, Vaughan couldn't do much about it. He obviously had to stay at the near post when Ayew was there, and then by the time the ball got to Routledge, there was just not much he could have done because Routledge just finished it. So that was it. That was Swansea 1-0. So another notable chance in the first half was Dele Alli's bicycle kick attempt. The move started off by Dyer passing a long ball to Ali, who was running into the box. He controlled the ball really well with a few good touches. He ended up turning his back towards the goal, and that resulted in him trying to do a bicycle kick over his head. Unfortunately, he missed the target, but it would have been a pretty spectacular finish. We obviously know he's capable of these sort of things. It's nice to see him being so comfortable on the ball. So the one I'm going to highlight now was a little bit of a pass between Dele and Dyer again putting a long crossfield ball to Kyle Walker this time, who's in a great position in the box. He takes his shot on the volley first time, but unfortunately misses the target. I know the execution wasn't the best here, but the idea was pretty good. It was something different. We tried something else. It was nice to see Dyer doing a few crossfield passes during the game as well. Obviously that also almost led to the previous example I mentioned and this one. So yeah, good move, not the best of executions, hopefully next time. So the last thing I want to mention from the first half is a little chance at the end. Eriksson again pulling all the strings and finding everyone in good positions. He finds Davies this time on the left, who runs all the way to the byline and cuts it back to Son in the middle, in the air, so Son has to volley the ball. He should have wrapped his foot around it to keep it down, but unfortunately he couldn't do that, and his attempt goes over the bar. Okay, so moving on to the second half. For the most part, it was pretty much like the first half. We had loads of chances. I took note of them, and I could explain it to you how we had a chance which either got blocked or saved, or we just couldn't find it. But I think that would be pretty boring, and it's just really pointless. So all I'm going to say is that Swansea had one notable chance when Norton got the ball and he just shot wide of the goal. And then I will move on to talk about our chances. We had one really good one before we scored our 3 goals. So yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so key part in the second half was when Janssen came on for Sissoko. I will do my player reviews in details later on, but quickly I just wanted to say that I think Sissoko did alright, but it was good that we changed a little bit up because something was missing. We couldn't find a way to get through, and we changed our formation a little bit. We went to 3 at the back again when Janssen came on, and you know, it's always good to change it up a little bit, and credit to Poch, he did it against Burnley. He changed from 3 at the back to 4 at the back, and this time he did the opposite. So it's really good that we're able to change in the game as well, not just rely on one given formation. So we're getting close to the end of the second half, close to the end of the game, and we're still a goal down, but we never stopped trying, and that's absolutely amazing. Another good attempt from us. We almost found the back of the net. Dembele drives through the midfield. You can't stop him. He lays it off to Eriksen, who's the perfect person to lay it off to, because he'll find anyone who's in good space, and that's exactly what happened. Ali was running into the box. Eriksen saw that. He passed it perfectly. The ball was timed perfectly to find Ali. All he did was just head it on perfectly. Unfortunately, Fabianski made a great save, and then he denied us our equaliser. But it was only moments later when Dele actually did get his equalising goal. The move started off from the right. Kyle had the ball, he crossed it in. A Swansea defender headed it out, only to find Eriksen. I guess one of the last people you'd want to find the ball. He was in the box, so he took a shot. His shot got deflected right in front of the goal, and the ball found Dele, who was right in the right place at the right time, and just tapped it into the back of the net. Nothing Fabianski could have done about that, and then we got our equaliser. It was Swansea 1, Spurs 1. As I said, we never gave up. We kept pushing and creating chances after chances, and we ended up scoring our second goal. The move started off from Eriksen, who found the ball in midfield once again, and he saw Janssen was in space, and Janssen knew that Son was running up to him. So the move started like this. Eriksen found the ball, he passed it to Janssen, who was actually, his back was facing the goal, but he knew Son was running past him on his left. He flicked it back towards him. Son was in the box, the goalkeeper came out, Son took a shot, the goalkeeper kind of saved it but not enough. It bounced over it and into the back of the net, and we went absolutely mad. But that wasn't the end of it. We ended up scoring another goal, and the icing on the cake that it was Eriksen who scored this time. He ran the game so well. He really deserved a goal of his own, and the way this goal was set up was we started with a quick fast counter-attack from the left this time. Dele held up the ball actually really well. He saw Eriksen running through the middle, and he made one of the most amazing passes through loads of players actually. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it seemed like a really good pass. He went past it, he found Eriksen perfectly. Eriksen took a really good first touch. He went to the right and he scored past a defender who was in front of him, and obviously past the goalkeeper. A lovely strike, a lovely finish, and a lovely way to round up this game. And Eriksen was once again amazing. I think he was my man of the match, purely because he ran the whole game, honestly, from start to finish. He was involved in all three goals. Obviously, he scored the last one himself. I just think he was such a key player to us. So, yes, please let me know who you think your man of the match was. There are lots of obvious shouts. Loads of people were saying Janssen, for example. I agree, he was really influential, but if I'm going to look at the whole game, I would have to pinpoint Eriksen for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please leave it a massive thumbs up. If you want to see more Spurs related content from me, then hit the subscribe button down below, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!